You're gonna jump to your favorite matchup, man.
Yeah, PvP. And this is all spawn, right? Or is it just cross map?
It's you can't spawn horizontally,
Okay.
which we found out yesterday in the custom game that we were playing that they didn't implement that.
So you were
So-
horizontal?
Yeah, well, we spawned
my God.
horizontal, so that wasn't super nice. Okay.
So everybody, welcome to Deadwing, and spawning in that top left-hand position, it's the blue Protoss. He's representing Facebook. His name is Sour Spinach.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Deadwing, sporting the purple trunks, representing the Boeing company, it is Daddio
Woo!
with their cool 747 thing.
That is, I mean, iconic. So iconic. I'm turning up music and then turning up some music.
Okay. So, first deviation we see in PvP, Sour Spinach going for the pylon in front of his Nexus, and Daddio going for the pylon behind. So, I think Sour Spinach is going to try to SimCity his stuff. Daddio not carrying and also forcing the probe to have to come in closer to see the gateway.
Wasting just a little bit of time.
Yeah, it's like in case he accidentally just does the shift click scouting to see if there's something there, he won't see the gateway immediately as he walks in, so he'll have to like relook at his probe and come deep into the base. The local airplane's doing a pretty crazy stunt. Yes, it is. Stuff you're not supposed to do on an airplane. And now
I
both
don't
players
know
are
much-
going to scout.
I don't know much about that. Airplanes
the
and what they're
airplanes?
able to do. I know they can't. I know they can't reverse, but that's about it.
Yeah, they can't reverse. Brian was telling me that you can't have more than like in commercial, you can't have more than like I think it's 15-degree angle turn. Like a full 45-degree angle is a big no-no. Like jets do that, right? Like fighter jets will do those things, but not commercial airplanes. Both players scouting on the vertical position, not going to check each other out.
Ice saying he hates the map.
I wonder why. Is it because of the third? Because of the backdoor options, and then just split your natural and third. Cybercore going out for both players. Sour Spinach has both of its gases going for 3 on each gas. Meanwhile, Daddio going for a second gate. So he's going to be a little bit more conservative with his... Oh, there we go. He's getting his gas, so he's going to be able to get his 3 stalkers up pretty quick. And here comes Sour Spinach to his base. See, he has to move around to see the gates. If you look at his vision, he has to actually go in there. Meanwhile, Daddio sees that one at the front. And yeah, and Sour, as the chat points out, Sour looks at the gas. If he clicked it, which I don't think he did, he knows that it's late. Mothership Core's now out for Spinach. He's going to get his stalker and not have to worry that much. Another stalker on the way for Daddio, and probably a third one coming in from its gate.
Sour Spinach is hiding a probe in the main base of Daddio.
Dude, and
Will he
I think
find it? Will
Daddio,
he
yeah,
find it?
Daddio's scouting alright. He didn't see him leave, so gotta check that. Is he? Yeah,
he
there you go.
found it.
He sees it. I wonder how he noticed. I guess he didn't see it leave. Or he saw him go up. Robo on the way for Sour Spinach, getting a sentry, setting up his stuff for an expansion, it seems. Sour Spinach, or Daddio doing the same thing, man. He's got enough minerals, and he's going to place the Nexus, then put a little bit of aggression with these 3 stalkers.
Nice opening from Sour Spinach, going for a really safe, getting the sentry and getting the robotics facility. I mean, at this point, I mean, it's a really safe opening instead of trying to get that Nexus first, not knowing what's going to happen. But this pressure is going to definitely ensure that Daddio is able to hold it, or definitely
Yeah.
be able to get up uncontested.
Yeah, he's just doing this to keep him in his base. Probe is going to come out, and these 3 stalkers are going to intercept it. Meanwhile, Observer first for Sour Spinach, and then I think it's going to add, yeah, there we go, the Immortal. He should be throwing the Nexus down just about in the next minute or so, if he thinks of expanding. If not, he'll just get another gate and go kill his opponent. Robo now up for Daddio, 3rd gateway on the way. And Sour Spinach has to force field Daddio out, so Daddio can just chill outside. I guess he's gonna go back for some reason. He could have just chilled outside and denied the natural.
But for some mortals taking the field, 2 zealots being warped in, just getting ready for anything that can really happen here. And
Yeah.
he'll be able to take care of this fairly easily. Losing 1 stalker, gonna may not lose a second, and the 2 will get away. But,
Yeah, but now, there we go. Sour Spinach is gonna throw it on his Nexus. He's got a second immortal on the way. Daddio's making immortals now too. He's gonna have to catch up with that. His Nexus is up though, and Sour Spinach knows this, and he knows he's got the edge right now. So he could just go for this if he wanted to. Force him to make some more units, but he's not going to. He's gonna play it safe.
Sour Spinach looks like he wants to make a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
of a
there we
push.
go, man. And he's bringing the probe. So there is the Nexus cannon available for Daddio, so he won't die just right out here. Robobay on the way for Sour Spinach. Daddio gonna get a second immortal. Just leaving his immortals behind in case he really needs them. Yeah, the observer's pointing there's no pylon on the map. There it is now. No, this isn't gonna get that much done. I think he's just gonna bait the cannon. There we go. And now he should, yeah, force field and run. Oh, nice placement there by Daddio's force field. 1 immortal is gonna get cut off, and now there's 2 immortals against 1, and just this other immortal might get picked off. Very well done there. So now immortals against immortals, man. That immortal, the Nexus cannon helping out a lot, and Daddio's pretty much safe here.
Yeah, there was some nice micro with dealing with the immortals and making sure they're trying to target focus it.
Yeah, and the more Sour Spanish stays here without focusing on his macro, the more Daddio's going to get ahead. War Prism now on the right side of the map. Sour Spinach is moving back, transferring his probes, not getting his Colossus just yet. He's warping in more stuff in front.
Do you remember the days when you could warp in immortals?
Could you?
I think you could at one point.
That could have been, like back
Way
and
back.
when way back in the beta when everything in Wings of Liberty was warpable. I think Immortals might have been a little bit too crazy. And then Daddio's gonna come in with a Warp Prism, and I think Sour Spinach just used his warp cycle to warp back in front of his opponent's base. There you go, 2 Zealots do come out. And this is gonna be super annoying. He's lost 4 probes already. Daddio's got an extra 2 gates and no Robobait just yet, but I think he's in the lead, man. Just look at the economy, 45 workers against 33. He's got his second base up. He's probably going to take a third as soon as he takes this pylon off. Getting a forge, 2 forges, Twilight Council, getting more immortals. There's no more immortals on the way for Sour Spinach.
Daddio's completely set up right now. I mean, he has the option of taking a third and defending it, or just starting to macro out lots and lots of units. And then making a push. And again, this is the part of PvP that I don't like, is when it just
When you
becomes
just build up.
and whoever's got the most Colossus and the right amount of Tempest. And it
Seems like Daddio's gonna take this pylon off, throw his third, and he might just push out with his force. He's got 3 immortals. The upgrades are pretty much even. I think one of them's getting +1 weapons, and Daddio's getting +1 and +1 at the same time. Third being taken down too by Sour Spinach. He knows he's got to take that third.
another little warp in, getting 2 probes.
Yeah, a total of 8 workers killed so far. Robobay now coming up for Daddio. Adding a second Robo facility. Gonna catch up on that Colossus count. Meanwhile, Extended Thermal Lance is gonna be done soon. What else does he have? +1 on the way. Guess now we're gonna wait for them to set up their third. Charge slot. Charge being researched by Daddio, and he's got his Templar Archives. So like the chat pointed, maybe Charge Slot Archon versus Colossus. Not sure. That would be actually pretty useful if you just have Immortals too.
Just a really powerful push up in. It's just a matter of getting the right situation in which you're not necessarily caught into a choke, and Colossus can just outrange you and just keep kiting.
Yeah, he, just like the chat pointed out, he does have the option of just harassing with these Colossus over the cliff in the third base. He gets the worker count almost even, 48 to 58 now. Sour Spinach kicking back his gear. Charge +1 and +1 weapons are now done for Daddio. He's getting 2 Colossus at a time. No extended thermal lands just yet. Getting +2. Dude, just keeping up with his upgrades.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to kill Sour Spinach, even if he does have more Colossus.
Yeah, as soon as he was finished with +1 and +2 was just right there.
Another War Prism harass. There is a cannon though, and these cells might take out. They almost took out the cannon. And another Warp in. 5 cells coming in, targeting the Robo Bay. And he's got to come in and try to defend this.
Will lose the Warp Prison, unfortunately, and his Zealots will be pulling back and dying and not being able to get that. But again, nice little bit of a harass. Keep him off of his game a little bit.
Yeah, and he's able to see the Templar archives as well, and the forge spinning. He knows he only has 1 forge because he's seen much of his stuff. I don't think he knows about the third. If he doesn't, it's not super important until they have one. Then you have to get the armor. I sort of was asking how important is armor. It's not very important.
Attack, armor, shields.
That's how you want to go. That's how I normally go. But Daddio's trying to balance this stuff out. So the +2 armor is actually going to make a bigger difference than the +1 armor would do. Not even because it's +2, just because it also adds up. So the shield will take one less with that +2 armor. Yeah, now they're discussing the statistics of the armor and stats. 4th base now for Daddio. I don't think he knows about the third. Yeah, he does know now about the third for his opponent. Look at his macro, man. 165. Getting his Stargates too.
He's getting really ready. He's just getting set up fairly well. Gonna get out a few air units and be able to just probably dominate. It depends. It's all going to be situational, I guess, and you have to see the full composition of what both of them are going to have, as opposed to, because having maybe too many Colossus and not enough Tempest when the balls hit could create quite a different outcome.
Yeah, Daddio on point, just like the chat's pointing out, with his upgrades. Chrono Boost finished just as the upgrade finished, and he's getting +2/+3 as well. And soon going to be 0-3 versus 3-3. Now Sour Spinach is going to go for this sneaky ledge. Going to attack with these Colossus. Fleet Beacon on the way for Daddio. Here comes the rain of probes. And he is behind this grassy area. He does have a pylon though, so now people got to dance around these. There is a small choke that was created for Daddio's army. In between this, probes do have to run around away from the line. And meanwhile, there's Hallucinated Phoenix for Daddio, just checking out what else he's going.
Yeah, Daddio just way in the lead right now with his upgrades, macro in general, 170. Well, yeah, just jumped up 186 supply, but both of them are going to end up in basically the same place, except upgrades will definitely be in Daddio's favor.
Yeah, Sour Spinach taking a super weird 4th. A little bit more hidden, so the Tempest are going to come out soon. I think there's one on the way, and I think just one. There's another Stargate, but I think he'll only have enough supply for 3 Tempests. And here comes the army engagement. Talmark going down on these Colossus. There is a pylon for Sour Spinach, so he could do some stuff. I think the Immortals can actually get tons of stuff done over here. 1 Immortal left, and now it's Colossus against Colossus micro. and Daddy was making it happen. That +2 armor actually helped a lot in this engagement, and he could have waited. I think he wanted to wait a little bit until he had +3, and that would have been way different. And now one Colossus does fall. The Chargelets do get the second Colossus.
And Daddy-O going ahead and retreat, not wanting to overextend in an area that he knows a little bit about, but honestly, there's not really much going on here for Sour Spinach. When you lose gas-heavy units like that, there's really no way to replenish them that quickly as Protoss.
It was mostly the upgrades, because Sour Spinach, I think, had the favorable concave there. He also had the reinforcing pylon. He is doing some cutesy stuff with his Celet weapons. And Daddy-O accidentally targets his Nexus, almost. Removes all the shields from there. Having a little bit of a misclick. Now there's 3 Tempests out on the field, 2 more on the way. A second Robo coming out for Sour Spinach, getting his armor. I think he did see them, or at least he saw the Tempest shoot him. Look at Daddy-O's pylons though, man. He knows everything that's happening on the right side of the map.
No, that's very good placement. And did you see the DT shrine in Sour Spinach's base?
I do. I see it in the production tab.
Yeah.
There is one observer with Daddy-O's army, but I don't think. No, actually, it's got cannons. There's no angle. The only place there isn't a cannon is on the 3rd, so it's not going to do that much. You got to get an observer in PvP. Mothership Core's out now again, and he's getting the shields upgrade, dude. That's how awesome he's working out his upgrades. No plus weapons just yet. I guess he doesn't really need it. Yeah, chat points out they like the DTs. I don't think he'll get much done though.
No, there's just too many cannons.
And yeah, the observer does come in to see his opponent's army, and if he realizes it got shut down, he knows they have an observer too. Daddy-O getting a mothership now, so he's gonna do super great over here. Look at his supply, man, 188 to 200. Adding more cannons on each of his bases is going to be definitely protected. Probably going to think about taking the 5th soon on the right side of the map. And Sour Spinach taking a 5th of his own. His minerals on the main are depleted. The naturals looking good. The 3rd still has stuff. And here comes the army, man. Look at this massive ball. And I bet Sour Spinach doesn't want to fight this just yet.
No, there's absolutely no way he'll be able to survive that at this certain time in the game. Yeah,
and he's getting blink, and Daddy-O doesn't know about the 4th, so as long as his Colossus don't misstep this, Daddy-O will still be able to max out. He's sending some DTs everywhere around the map, and the army is pointing out that he does have his obs, he has his obs with his army. Yep, that's right, observers, he does. And he's going to set up between the 3rd and the 4th. He doesn't know about the 4th just yet, but he still has a very good spot. He has the Tempest anyway, so he can outrange anything. Well, he's coming into this other 5th base for Sour Spinach, and this is gonna have to get cancelled.
Will he?
Is he
no,
going to?
He's gonna let
not.
it come up. He's gonna let it come up. He's gonna see if he can keep it together, but really...
Yeah, Nexus Cannon has been activated on his 3rd. A blink is 10 seconds away. I think he wants to blink underneath the stuff, but there's a Mothership Core, so I think that won't help that much. Nexus Cannon should be targeting the Mothership, I think. And now look at this army positioning for Sour Spinach. He's accidentally choked himself up in his own ramp. I think Daddy-O's going to end up winning this. Actually, he might not, because he's targeting the Mothership Core now, man. And I was going to reveal everything.
But will
Holy
he be
hell.
able to clean it up? It doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
look like too many Colossus, too many Tempests.
Yeah, and Daddy-O had 3 observers with his army. Not just 1, 3. That's being overly cautious and prepared. Yeah, he's maxing out. Or he's getting more Tempest than Colossus. Doesn't care about the ground. Good choke setup here for Sour Spinach against charge lots. And there we go. G's gonna fall.
GG. And Boeing Company has on the scoreboard.
Yep. Pretty good macro there.
Very good macro from Doggy Dog. I mean, not Doggy Dog,
Daddy-O.
Daddy-O. Sour Spinach just not necessarily committing so much into his upgrades, and his economy was a little bit slower than Daddy-O's. But
Yeah.
ultimately, with those particular games, I'm just like, okay, we're just waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting.